The Event, a science fiction thriller series by Melanie Ann Phillips. Episode 15, Reykjavik. Barter, of course, depended upon having at least an initial supply of incorruptible goods or services that could be traded to help with post-event survival until basic food production, shelter, and security could be re-established. A case in point was the only significantly populated landmass across the event interface during the second hour, Iceland. Its capital, Reykjavik, founded in 1874 by Norseman Ingolfur Arnarsson, had remained a small fishing and farming settlement until the late 20th century, when tourism boosted both the economy and the population. Reykjavik had ultimately become home to nearly two-thirds of all Icelanders, hosting well over 100,000 people within the city limits, and a total of perhaps double that, including the surrounding area, most of whom were gainfully employed in the four primary drivers of Iceland's economy: tourism, agriculture, fishing, and manufacturing. The manufacturing sector was largely comprised of power-intensive industries, such as the smelting of aluminum, supported by the availability of inexpensive electric energy derived from the area's rich geothermal resources. After the global economic crisis in 2008, Iceland reformed its entire banking system, quickly taking its place as a major factor in international financial transactions, especially within the EU. When the city's infrastructure was demolished, almost exactly halfway through the second hour, it threw the population into chaos. Though there had been just enough time to evacuate everyone from buildings, including those in its two major hospitals, there was no opportunity to plan before the event overtook them. In an instant, all their homes, businesses, manufacturing facilities, farm equipment, and fishing vessels ceased to be. Those who had been in surgery woke up immediately when the anesthetics were wiped from their system. Painkillers were no longer present to provide relief, and those requiring ventilators gasped their last breaths. Crews from vanished boats were plunged into the frigid waters. Even those close to shore had little chance of making it to safety. Safety itself was a relative concept. Several of those standing near geothermal pipelines were boiled alive from the hot steam when the pipes were taken. For the survivors who emerged unscathed, a bleak future lay before them. Although the area previously satisfied virtually all its meat and fish requirements, and more than half of its vegetable needs grown in geothermal heated greenhouses, which by law were 100% organic, once the farming infrastructure was erased, fish began to spoil, produce to rot, and livestock went unfed, as many of the bales of hay and grain had been bundled, making them manufactured by whatever means of classification the event was employing. On the positive side, it was just the beginning of summer, with average high temperatures near 13 degrees Celsius and nighttime lows of 46, which was eminently survivable. And even in the winter, where the mean temperature of Reykjavik hovered around freezing, the vast number of geothermal vents and pools in the area could provide all the warmth required to hold on until spring, or even permit the cultivation of some food plants. Still, with little to barter and no way on or off their island, it seemed certain that dark days were ahead. Read the entire event series in paperback, audiobook, or for your Kindle on Amazon at the link in the video description below. Your narrator is Don Warrick. The event series is written and copyrighted by Melanie Ann Phillips.